Let it slip out of my grasp once again with the Shadow Blade. He slinks away. Raccoon, you nerd.
Honcho is edging towards his first item in a long time here.
You know, when they first changed this Dagon, we were represented a bit, and it's strong. Shadow Fiend is so strong. So I'm glad to see it removed from the game.
It's being skipped. Sorry, I don't mean to butt in too much, but I'm surprised they skipped the Shadow Fiend until...
Holy! Look at these net worths. Yeah. So he's finishing on 36. Unreal. All right. So I know it's hard because it was such a wild game, but so absolute loser. Anyway, moving forward, let's get straight into this game. We've got Gachi on Ursa, Young Herald on Zeus, Gabala on Axe, Wing Xing on Undying, Raccoon on the Spirit Breaker. Yesterday or the day before, that ability to give his POS 5. And potentially a core if they're having a bad game, but to give his POS 5 that XP boost, you know, even if you're big. I cannot count the amount of times I keep seeing this hero getting picked. I think this hero sucks. Like, I think it may just be able to deal with it. Axe has got looking bottom. He wants this Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit doesn't catch him. Oh, beautiful call. Finds her in the trees. Huge prediction there. And Johnny Go Maticus calls Whirling Axes. And Gabala is gone. Doesn't even need to pop
not
the
getting
ult.
To the start he wanted this game. He definitely wanted to be doing a bit better than where he is now.
It's one of the strongest POS ones we've seen.
Definitely.
Is it going to be enough to deal with the Morphling?
I don't know. So on paper, right?
That's these Ursa players, right? They get the confidence behind them. They go a little bit too deep, baited by a position 4 usually, and that's it.
Yeah, so the...
RFA on Rubik, Johnny on Mars, Prey on Spirit Breaker, and Rev on the Troll Warlord. No smoke outs in this early game.
Yeah, these two will play very slow. Excels when you can get that one spell off that hero and then make it do a one shot on another hero.
And tell me, what do you think about the way that the facets obviously dogs to that Axis? He just sends Dire straight back to their fountain. They need to be careful now. We got buybacks out on the Morphling. Morphling doing what he can to keep his team in the game. The Crab's alive for now, but the Crab needs to get out of there as fast as he can. But the Bear is just on top of him.
Axis did his own reflexes and is now unable to get the Strength Wolf off from the axe, and that's why he's been dying this. Like
me too. That's why I always get dunked as Morphling as well.
Exactly, yeah. A little bit tip
there. Throws 2 heroes of Team Radiant into this Mars arena with the big blood sport. There's no saving them. They're stuck in there. They're freaking out because everyone freaks out when they're in a Mars ult like Slaughter Gang did. Or are you going to come up with another wild pick that's a little bit unpredictable, a little bit spicy?
So I think both teams are going to mix up the drafting here. It's like a known quantity. To get 6,000 gold out of a banner, I feel like is really hard. So you're 100% right, they should have just waited for the Roche to go top. Because like a free Ags on this Ursa, he can never die. But he has a Maelstrom, so he can actually get his farm up. And the Lil Shredder with Ricochet 2 does so much damage.
Oh, Spirit Breaker ult onto Io. Io's looking to tether.
It will just be doing some kind of counter on whatever mid that is picked.
Perfect. Yeah, well, we see the Necro come out. Now Necro Io is a combo, and a pretty spooky dookie combo. The heal is nice to back out.
Very early BKB.
Very early BKB. Very
tiny sports. Oh my god. Did you see it?
Yeah, tiny caught by the Spirit Breaker.
Battlefield as well, yeah. Notice how the Tiny's opted to start with the Null Talisman as well really early, just because he needs the mana income. He just doesn't... He's not going to get these runes. Like, the Breaker will just take both water runes. Like, sometimes you see it on Sand King, sometimes you see it on Venge. They can get up there into the 600s, into the 650s. Really early as well. Even Ursa now, this guy's at almost 800.
Oh, Tombstone goes down into this Mars with this facet, and it feels impossible as a save support. And we've got an IO game on our hands, so I really expect that to have some impact this game.
You're not going to see many IO saves. Do is they'll lock it in with their last pick, and they'll obviously ban out all the cheese. So Huskar's already out of the pool. Slaughter Gang are taking away all the tempo, so there goes Storm Spirit.
Really puts Oz and China put some value on this this particular hero. How do you think it lines up with what we can see so far on the enemy team?
I quite like the troll pick. It's a good...
Just yet, they pop the Zeus ult to try and finish him. Oh dear god, he's trying to switch to strength. He's trying as hard as he can. He's caught in that Zeus Aghanim Scepter with the refresher, but he manages to slink out. And now
entirely, and opting for the Eternal Shroud instead because of how much damage the toss combo does to you.
Shadowblade on the Spirit Breaker at this stage.
He's going to start getting out of control.
There is a Glipnir.
Doesn't have to worry about it too much.
Bottles filled once again.
He has just rushed a vessel. And this 1k gold lead, you have to note, is in regards, like, the bottom lane has a...
And the troll might have to pop ult here if he wants to have any chance of surviving it. Though I don't think he can survive. I think he decides to try and take someone out with him, and it's going to be Gabala. Huge!
Oh, the mech!
Oh, the mech! Big save! Stops that... Troll is a pretty spooky hero this patch. It sort of feels like when it works, but when it doesn't, it doesn't. I know you can say that about every hero, but when it's a good troll game, this hero just feels unstoppable. And I know the Oz for a second and grabbed midair. They do have that big scary Undying on top of them. It looks like Reveille's deciding to deal with the tombstone as quickly as he can. He doesn't want that in his fight, and down does Johnny try and take that tombstone, get a bit of gold for himself? Looks like he is.
He should get it, yeah. They will not be defending. And the Honcho rotation scouted out again. Oh, that would actually, you just have a support cast a spell on them to save them. With Bloodsport, it completely breaks the vision. So we should get a little visual indicator up the top on our screen with like a eye with a cross through it. Showing...
Shattered Human is dead as well. Toss away, but it doesn't matter. The tiny goes down. Hunter's here. He wants winching. He wants something in return, and decides to even waste his ult to try and deal with this big punching Undying. Slaughter Gang's side besides that Rubik at this stage.
It does give 12 armor, do not forget. 12 armor and magic resist is ballistic. Io is really, really strong, and actually, he's probably one of the hero's facets I like the most.
Camps and build up that triangle, but the thing is, everyone knows he's going to be doing that, and so they're going to block his camps. As a 5, this hero just does. What a phenomenal performance from AU Rejects! Such a super cool game to see.
Stable hero. I've seen Reverie play it over the years. Something he enjoys. I think the problem with second pick here, that like dire second pick, is hopefully they don't like have a triple lane stomp into a 20-minute match. I'm expecting some good, healthy Dota here, some good team fights. I don't know, maybe just Brawlhalla. Something everyone can enjoy.
Of it, so that's going to get really scary.
He's just mirroring what they did to him game 1. He's got the he's got the Shadow Blade and he's got the Octarine queued up. It's exactly what they did to him game 1, and he's just
space Cal. Keep diving. No.
It nullifies a lot of the damage of the Ursa, but the Zeus still put him down to like half there.
Since I've seen anything like that, let's go.
A charge onto Johnny top. Cal just might be a little bit short on the damage. I gotta give MVP to RFA though. 13 and 3 Rubik. The only double-digit killer in this game. And he's not just kill securing either. He has second highest damage on his team.
Massively, but it just needs to be saved for the defense in a losing game. And I keep seeing him like grabbing Gachi or grabbing the axe or grabbing the Razorben. No, there was no Razorben. Not from my memory anyway.
Because like if you think about it, Razor is very similar to the Snapfire in a lot of regards, except it just buys defensive items, whereas the Snapfire at the start of the game.
Also, just shout out to my chat. It is pronounced Lalul. There's 2 L's, okay? So it's
Lalul.
No, it is Lal. It's just so much heal, especially with the new facets. Oh my god, they decided to charge in onto Gabala. Gabala might be out of position here. Gets off the scatter shot, but down she goes. Backlord on top of RFA's Rubik. Uh-oh!
before all that had happened, the Spirit Breaker actually just watered. And the entire fight happens on...
Axe snatched it up, and it looks like the Axe secures the Wisdom Rune. I think they're having some fun. I think they're feeling themselves in this game. So good to see that even in a comp setting, these boys can still score their way back into it.
There's still 20k in the hole, but it's possible, you know? They scout out the vision using the Zeus, so like...
Oh, charge through into Johnny.
These are big kills. They're feeding like massive streaks. They really need to get serious on the Australian rejects and finish this match.
Oh, Gachi.
Oh, he's on
jumping
Morphling?
On top of Morphling. Morphling's just going to waveform away. Looking to get the avalanche, but doesn't quite land because the BKB is off in the swap. They deal with the Aegis. Can they kill him again? The rest of his team is there, and that Spirit Breaker is looking for a charge, but he just clicks out immediately. No avalanche.
Did you see it?
I did not see it as well. I was looking a bit at that tiny, and the Morphling is feeding
for the second time.
feeding kills to Gabala. That doesn't quite work. You come up against a pretty tough team in Slaughter Gang, maybe underestimating them a little bit. What's your next step? Are you going to go for something more traditional, something easier to execute?
So impressive comeback. He did back landing, which I didn't think is possible against a Shadow Demon, simply just because of disruption makes it impossible to drag creeps. And then he just... He'll find a way to do something with nothing.
It was just such a beautiful engagement there, the way they sort of were able to initiate and bring that IO to the fight. And this is the power. This is the power of IO. Sea Salt's confused. Oh! And Hunter goes on the Undying. He steps out of position and he goes down as well. This game is pretty active, isn't it? There are kills going on all over the map.
Ceaseless Dirge did active.
It's just 3 heroes. I guess the Spirit Breaker is just lurking between mid. And he is charging in on top of that Sand King, but the Sand King does have a double damage bottle. And that's the thing, is this magical damage that's coming out from Radiant is enormous, right? Like it's a lot of magical damage. But that's the thing with magical damage, is it does eventually start to drop off. Once you start to see pipes, Eternal Shroud.
Easily 1,000 during fights. And this can be further enhanced with like Bloodstone if you ever get down that far. You ever get like the absurdly tanky parts. But yeah, the hero...
Spirit Breaker draws a line towards the Tiny and the Eye.
Fire, which means as he levels up Little Shredder, he will be taking all the Little Shredder talents, and he'll be buying like a Maelstrom or a Gleipnir of some description, getting all these procs out. Tiny did take the Crash Landing, so he'll be pumping the toss.
Not just his damage, so allies as well.
I see.
So, I mean, that Shadow, that Spirit Breaker dies a lot earlier if he does have Promulgate there, but again, looks like Raccoon wants to dive, he wants that Rubik, but the Blood Grenades has come out on Raccoon himself, and he goes down, and now, Gabala in a bit of trouble, that Troll has a wand, Gabala, you need to run, and that's it, that's a double kill in the top lane, straight off the... It's a run, but that's a little cheeky kill to the bear there.
First hit bash, man.
What I was gonna say,
3 Mars, they're just gonna play around the arena, I think. They'll play slow.
Seems simpler to execute, right? Like, it's a Mars ult, it's a Troll ult, it's an Invoker, winning his lane and rotating, like, this seems like but you need to pick an MVP for me.
Ooh, okay, it's tough, there's a lot of good competitors, but I gotta give it to Gabala. So, if you look at, like, the laning stage, yes, his top 3 stop him. And top lane, there's going to be like a bit of actual play. 2 Universals on Radiant, both ranged. It's a lot of damage. You can catch anyone off guard. Even Reverie and RFA.
Mooncow charging in, and now comes the Zeus ult, and the Crab is dead! Yule's out from Prey, he's got him there, and Reverie's going to jump in himself. They deal with the Spirit Breaker, but now there is a big potential as a position 4. We saw Seb playing a couple of seasons ago quite a bit, and a few other heroes were picking her up as well. But now she's universal, and we're not seeing her being played as much as a support. Okay. Well, this high ground looks a little bit easier for Team Radiant. They are thinking about it.
Just like,
oh my god, that is a phenomenal...
Raccoon is a massive like troll in pubs, and he'll just like drop a Broodmother randomly. There's the RFA Rubik respect bans, as expected. I do think they will ban Io here. I don't see them letting it...
God, they have so much HP. Is Spirit Breaker still the highest HP level 1 hero in the game? I think he is. It shocks me how much HP this guy has early on. It's just nuts. It's bonkers.
Rakon drops the easy.
What I was going to say about the Shadow Demon is it reminds me of just the Russian teams. They love this hero. They've always loved this hero. It just applies just doing 6,000 damage at 5 minutes, as Tinies do in 2024. Hey, this Ricochet has caught me off guard as a support far too many times. Troll's getting up from the Aegis, but that is another stack for Gachi, and Gachi's doing his best to slip off into the trees. Can they find him? Yep, of course they can. There's the charge. There's the reverse! Big old, massive Reaper Scythe on top of him, and that is more stacks for the stack.
4-2 still open. The Venge 1-3 still open. The Shadow Demon, it's probably going to be 5. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
But Slaughter Gang still have so much op-2k advantage, and whenever Radiant are winning, they're only getting 1 or 2k, and they're not getting any objectives out of it. They're not getting much map.
There's also a 7k XP swing.
It's a bit of a wash. I don't think he needed the IO to do this, to be honest. I think this lane was always going to go this way once you saw the Spirit Breaker pick. But
that is a spicy little start. Gachi, stun comes out onto him. He needs to be a little bit careful, but Wing Xing is here now on that Undying, and it's in his name. He'll make sure Gachi. Here, Team AU Rejects looking for the finish.
They're not confident to go for the throne, it seems. Almost a butterfly on the Venge, but I don't even think it's gonna happen.
Dota, dude. What an absolutely phenomenal game of Dota. And what a phenomenal co-caster you've been for me as well, White Clint. Huge, big Dota brain in that head of yours, hey?
Thank you for having Dire outmaneuvering every turn. Boka queuing up the Midas. He's already, got the glove, and he's almost halfway there. Only got 10 minutes into the game.
Just gonna step away.
He's just charging
back. Hold up. Shadow Demon ult out. Shivas goes off. Huncho trying to get his ult off, but the Zeus keeps interrupting it, and just like that, Raccoon is just leaving. Johnny swaps back Gabal. Reverie popped his BKB, and he wants in, but all of a sudden the Mooncow is on his back line and keeping his supports a whole lot busier. Oh my god, that axe call is so phenomenal! He catches 3! 1, 2, 3! And Hyper Cannon, and
oh my god.
I love that name so much, dude. Give me more Tasmanian hyper cannons and less annoying purple ball to release their target. So, yeah, alright. I don't know.
I think that 2.5 seconds will make the difference in this kind of lineup. Giving the Venge time to line up the swap, giving the Tiny time to come in with the... But yeah, you can just see how much this Tiny does, right? This guy got absolutely jibbed in lane, and he does one toss combo, and that's 2/3 of an Invoker's health pool. And that's an 1800 health Invoker. Illusion Heroes, insane.
I love a good Dota name, a good playful Dota name, like Noseholder. Last night I had the pleasure of being able to shoutcast Tasmania.
Facets during a game, and then having to track which one they actually took. It just gets so messy so quickly. And here we have the Gubala Snapfire, and the instant to get into the game, and then the rest of them are just taken out by counter items.
And look, there's some awesome plays this game. We saw the Rubik steal in the Reaper Scythe, which is so sick to see. The Tiny himself, the Tiny himself is going to be struggling with mana into this Invoker, and you mentioned the runes. I've seen really good Invoker players just summon their spirits to go and deny those runes right in fact in that game, but hey,
you might see the Tiny ban. There goes the Monkey. That's also kind of expected. Giving first pick Monkey King, especially against this axe, so they're gonna have to do stacks for the axe, because he's gonna slightly lose lane into the Morphling Shadow Demon, because it's a hard lane. I'm not sure how they're going to make up the difference and actually hit their timings. That was a very unexpected and abrupt ending, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, the 27 minutes, not the fastest game I've seen. I saw Devious knock a stack in 22, 23 minutes.
Duration? Yeah, 6 for a hero. Gives you 40 AoE, which basically means the radius gets massive. So 650 radius, more like at least 700 on average, and more likely like 850 to 9. Against a Spirit Breaker, a Troll, and a Mars is going to be almost impossible to have a lot of like momentum and actually play well with the win. So I'm honestly not sure why they picked it here. But this kind of does lock in their picks.
Here's a question. You're talking about finding an answer for the Morphling as a core, but I've seen Undying played as a 3, and I've seen Spirit Breaker played as a 3. Not eight minutes in, so this annoying Spirit Breaker just zoning him away from any chance of a rune. But Io's come in, there's another power shot.
In these early...
Charge comes out, and they found Raccoon again. Raccoon playing forward, the relo is coming in, and in comes our big... Oh my god, if that toss damage is just... For 4 times now? For 3 or 4 times? He's not...
I think that's for 1.
Yeah, he's not as far behind as, like, as he should be. You know, it's still 1,000. Hold on. Is there a play? The supports are up in 3 or 4 seconds. But Gachi is huge. Has a Lincoln's, has his BKB, and has his Basher. Do they have anything to deal? That's very exciting for me. I'm pretty stoked to see you in a
they're still discussing on Radiant. I think they're still discussing what they're going to do here. Only winching is, like, obviously winching Io was guaranteed. Seconds of invulnerability basically on the auto attacks. Oh, RFA's hitting low up top.
And she decides to run forward. All of a sudden the troll comes out and throws welding axes, but makes it more interesting for me, makes it more interesting for the people that are out there. And lately there's been a whole bunch of stomps. Last night, obviously, you had that fantastic...
Dire whatsoever. I mean, Morphling did get his Lincolns, but the Dagon unironically also breaks that as well. Meanwhile, Ursa's going to have BKB.
Charge in on Honcho. Series against Team Dog Cage. I have been messaged by many people who have told me that they were super impressed with your gameplay and your team's gameplay last night. And so name right now. What's the fish? Naga. Like we see Naga pushing out with pushing out with illusions. We see your Terrorblade pushing out with illusions. He almost got caught by Spirit
Breaker there. Oh no, he's going to try sneak Roche, and he's going to get clipped here, I think, whole game. He definitely felt stronger than he was, but at the end of the day, it's Young Harold on 15k damage, Gachi on 21k damage, and then Rick Lot. So it's going to be incredibly hard for him to get any relocate saves here. But it's definitely going to be lane to watch will be mid, and then probably top, because the Snapfire damage can just catch people off guard.
That Ricochet.
Spirit Breaker will opt to charge middle for like the 4-minute rune, the 2-minute rune. He won't actually play bottom very much, and unfortunately I think it's going to sack the Mars just a little bit too much here. Because the Necro's going to Necro no matter what. You can't actually
secure that kill.
Harold's getting rich here. You saw the impact this guy had last game with no gold.
Oh, meanwhile, Reveries down again!
The blink reveal! Oh my god, I've missed it twice. Did you
see these guys maybe in the finals, and you are unlucky enough to not make it to the finals, which I think is very unlikely. I've seen your Gyro. Your Gyro is going to rip all the way to the finals. But if you're not, and these guys make it, maybe I'll hit you up again to... Am I still right? Zeus still has the percentile drain to get through that huge morph HP pool?
Yes, and he also has a shard that lets him auto attack. Oh, is this a Hancho George?
So this is fantastic. If someone dies close to him, he gets an illusion of the hero that has died close. So it can be enough to give you the damage that you need in a fight, but usually Blink Dagger's 40 gold away on the Mars. That's a 13-minute Blink Dagger in a Necro lane too, so pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's made up for his
so much damage. It's unbelievable. Crash landing.
I'll go back and check. He was on exactly half health, getting stalked by Tiny, and then just gets murdered.
Insane. What you want? Troll loves a strong early start.
One of the better laning carries of the patch as well. There's not really much stronger than a troll because he gets the Berserker's Rage for free, so he can get
out! They might take Wing Xing as a return. Here comes the big toss. Ooh, it's just enough to secure that kill. But the bear jumps in. Hold on. The bear is hunting.
He's not tower aggro. He's got to be very careful here.
And of course, Axe Dagon, right? Axe Dagon deals with those major illusions.
Yeah, Dagon one-shots all illusions, no matter what. And
so much trouble this entire game, but are they holding? There's two heroes here, and the Spirit that might want to deal with Gachi, but no. Down goes the Sand King. Sand King does have buyback. There is that knockback from the Moon Cow. Once Diadem too. It felt like they were on the back foot the entire game, and we saw how good these players can play. We saw how strong they were in the first game. Slaughter Gang absolutely killed it, and yet all of a sudden, another huge Mars ult, and that IO is just gone. Down goes Gabala as well. Troll on the edge, wants to go in on the Tiny, but Tiny gets the blink off. Now that Troll ult is down, he is still forced to just run at that. Get together and making this game far more interesting. So
they have. Oh wow! If you read the ult chat, Reverie with his one beer in has inhibit.
I'm a little bit worried because, to be honest, the draft that came out from Painter's AU Reject, last game was worrisome. But this time they've drafted better, and their draft is really coming together. The bear is on top of the Shadow Demon, but the bear is also underneath two towers, and there's a whole lot of armor there to keep those boys safe. Toss back, and out of position, straight to that Sand King. He's stunned under two towers, and he is eliminated. Goes down, charge through. Looks like Johnny's little tiny Aghanim Spirit is in a whole lot of trouble. He gets to swap off to try and waste as much time as possible, but I think he is going to go down.
One of the oldest players.
Did you after last night, because I did shout it out on stream, have you signed my petition to have Hoodwink removed from the game? And everyone out there in Twitch chat, I do have the petition up, so please go and get that hero.
The banner on bottom can be broken fundamentally sometimes, but the Aghanims is always like, it's a known quantity, right? It's like a 7,000 gold item, just about. Or is it 60? Sorry,
42. 42.
Is really well, and that's how he's going to try and shine, right?
Okay.
Again, I've never seen much of like the Raccoon Spirit Breaker here, but it's going to be really, really rough to enable the best heroes, and he's just RFA just laying down the law with this Rubik. Insane. That's definitely getting banned. You're not going to see that game here.
I mean, it's a Grandmaster hero. These comfort picks, man. They do what they do.
As if he's got the enrage buffer up when he gets hit, and it's only 2.5 seconds. But that's 2.5 seconds. You're not moving. You're not able to use your attack speed buff. You can't. It's in Sancho George gets the Aghanims. He's going to control all of the go in from Radiant and just nullify the crap out of it. Get a bit sleepy because they kind of like imploded off the